Right now, as you sit and listen to me, two small organs near the middle of your back are quietly cleaning your blood, drop by drop, about 30 times every single hour. You cannot feel them working. You will never get a twinge or an ache to tell you something is wrong. And that silence is exactly the problem. Because here is something most people over 60 have never been told. Starting in your 40s, your kidneys slowly lose a little of their filtering power every single year. Roughly 1 point of filtering capacity each year, quietly, without a single symptom. By the time many people reach 70, they have already lost a quarter or more of that power and have no idea. And during those very same years, some of the foods you have been told your whole life are healthy, the banana, the bowl of oatmeal, the protein shake, the can of soup, can begin to ask far more of your kidneys than they can comfortably give. I want to be very clear and very honest with you from the first minute. I am not here to frighten you, and I am not going to tell you these foods are dangerous for everyone, because that simply is not true. For a younger person with strong kidneys, these foods are wonderful. The message today is about something quieter and more important. It is that after 60, the meaning of the word healthy can change, and it changes based on one number from a simple blood test. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will understand your own body in a way that could protect you for years to come. I am Dr. Daniel Mercer. For more than 18 years, I have worked in internal medicine, and I have sat across from countless patients over 60 who were doing everything right, eating the bananas, choosing the whole grains, drinking the protein shakes, and were quietly confused about why their lab results kept drifting in the wrong direction. They were not doing anything foolish. They were doing what they believed was good for them, and often no one had ever explained that their kidneys were no longer the kidneys of a 40-year-old. So if that sounds like you or someone you love, take a slow breath and relax your shoulders, because in the next few minutes, I am going to make this simple. If you find that plain, honest health information like this is useful to you, please take one moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It is a small thing for you, but it genuinely helps me bring this kind of explanation to more people our age who deserve to understand their own bodies. Thank you. Now let us begin where it really matters, with understanding what your kidneys actually do, because once you see it, everything else will make sense. Picture your kidneys as two extraordinarily fine filters, each about the size of your fist. All day and all night, your entire blood supply passes through them again and again. Their job is to pull out the waste, the extra salt, the extra water, and the leftover byproducts from the food you eat, and send all of it out of your body. What stays behind is clean blood and a careful, delicate balance of minerals. Think of them like the staff at a busy restaurant at the end of the night, sorting what to keep and what to throw away, washing everything down, keeping the whole place in order. When you are young, that staff is fully rested and fast. They handle whatever you throw at them. But as the years pass, that staff gets smaller and a little slower. The kidneys do not fail all at once. They simply lose a fraction of their capacity each year, the way a once busy restaurant might quietly cut back from 20 staff to 15, then to 10. For a normal night, 10 is plenty. Nobody notices. But on a very busy night, with too many orders all at once, 10 people start to fall behind. And that is the heart of what I want you to understand today. The food has not changed. The kidneys have. The very same meal that was easy at 40 can become a crowded, busy night for a 70-year-old kidney. Now there is one number that tells you which kind of night your kidneys are having, and I want you to learn it, because it may be the most useful health number you ever carry in your head. It is called your eGFR. That stands for estimated glomerular filtration rate, but you do not need the long words. Just think of it as your kidney filtering score. It comes from an ordinary blood test, the same one your doctor probably already runs. A healthy score is 90 or above. When that number drifts below 60 and stays there, it means your kidneys are filtering at a reduced pace, and that is the moment when the rules about certain foods truly begin to change. So the very first thing I want you to do, the single most valuable step from this entire video, is to ask your doctor a simple question at your next visit. What is my eGFR? Write it down. That one number turns all of this from worry into knowledge. Let me tell you about a patient of mine. I will call him Walter. Walter was 72, a proud and careful man, the sort who read every label and walked every morning. He had switched to what he proudly called a clean diet. A big banana every morning, a tall glass of orange juice, a scoop of protein powder in his shake, and a hearty bowl of bean soup for lunch. By every magazine he had ever read, this was a perfect day of eating. but Walter had quietly drifted into reduced kidney function, and no one had connected the dots. His potassium level had climbed into a range that can actually affect the rhythm of the heart. When we sat down together and looked at his real numbers, Walter was stunned. He kept saying, "But doctor, these are the healthy foods." And he was right, they are, for most people. The lesson was not that Walter had done something wrong. He had not been careless or foolish. It was simply that his body had quietly changed over the years, and his plate had never been told, so his plate needed to catch up with his kidneys. We did not put him on some grim, joyless diet. We made a few small, simple swaps, traded a banana here for an apple there, a glass of juice for a glass of water, and within a few weeks his numbers settled, and so did his worry. He told me later it felt less like a restriction, and more like finally understanding the rules of a game he had been playing blind. That is exactly the kind of relief I want for you too. So let us walk through the foods that can quietly ask too much of older or weaker kidneys. And as we go, please hold on to this. If your filtering score is still healthy, most of these are perfectly fine in normal amounts. This matters most when that number has dropped. I am going to explain the why, gently, for each one. The first is potassium. Potassium is a mineral your muscles and your heart depend on, and in a healthy person it is a wonderful thing. Your kidneys are the gatekeepers that keep it in a safe range, quietly flushing out the extra. But when filtering slows, that gate does not open as wide, and potassium can build up in the blood. And here is why doctors take this so seriously. Too much potassium can disturb the steady electrical rhythm of your heart. The foods richest in potassium are often the very ones we praise: bananas, oranges and orange juice, potatoes, tomatoes and tomato sauce, avocados, dried fruits like raisins and apricots, cantaloupe and melon, beans and lentils. None of these are bad foods. But if your kidneys are struggling, a day built around them can push your potassium higher than is safe. The National Kidney Foundation lists exactly these foods as ones to watch when kidney function is reduced. One more thing, and this one surprises people. Many salt substitutes, the ones that replace sodium with potassium, can be a hidden problem for a weak kidney, so always check the label. The second is phosphorus. This one is quieter and trickier, so stay with me. Phosphorus is a mineral that helps build your bones. Healthy kidneys clear the extra with ease, but when they slow down, phosphorus can build up, and over time that pulls calcium out of your bones, weakening them, and it can harm your blood vessels and your heart. Now here is the part almost no one knows. There are two kinds of phosphorus. The natural kind, found in meat, dairy, beans, and nuts, is absorbed only partly by your body. But there is a second kind, an added phosphorus, used as a preservative in processed foods, and your body absorbs almost all of it. It hides in processed cheese, in deli and enhanced meats, in many sodas and bottled drinks, in fast food, and in boxed convenience meals. On the label, it often appears as an ingredient with the letters PHOS in it, so the everyday tip is simple. The more a food comes from a package with a long ingredient list, the more hidden phosphorus it likely carries. The third is protein, and this one needs real care because the message is easily misunderstood. Protein is essential. You need it to keep your muscles strong as you age, and I never want a senior to be afraid of protein. But here is the nuance. When your body breaks protein down, it creates a waste product that your kidneys must filter out. For strong kidneys, no problem. But for reduced kidneys, a very high protein load, especially from those big protein powders, shakes, and bars marketed for fitness, can mean more waste than tired kidneys can comfortably clear. The goal is never to stop eating protein. It is to match the amount to what your kidneys can handle, and that is a conversation for you and your doctor. Please do not cut your protein on your own, because losing muscle as a senior carries its own real dangers. The fourth is sodium, which simply means salt. Now you already know salt raises blood pressure, but here is why it matters doubly for your kidneys. When there is too much sodium, your body holds on to extra water to balance it. That extra fluid raises your blood pressure, and high blood pressure is one of the leading causes of kidney damage in the first place. So it becomes a circle. Weak kidneys struggle with salt, and salt weakens the kidneys further. And the trap is that most of our salt does not come from the salt shaker at all. It hides in canned soups, in deli meats, in frozen dinners, in salty snacks, in pickles and olives, and in many restaurant meals. A single can of ordinary soup can hold most of a full day of sodium. That harmless-looking can of soup is often the biggest surprise on the whole list. Now I want to mention one more, a special case because it is genuinely important and almost no one warns you about it. It is a fruit called star fruit, sometimes called carambola. For a person with healthy kidneys, it is just an unusual fruit. But star fruit contains a natural substance that healthy kidneys remove easily and weak kidneys cannot. In people with significant kidney disease, even a small amount can build up and affect the brain and nerves, causing hiccups, confusion, and in serious cases, far worse. The National Kidney Foundation specifically warns people with kidney disease to avoid star fruit entirely. So if your kidney function is reduced, please treat this one fruit as off the menu and tell your loved ones too. Now, you might be feeling a little worried, so let me steady you, because the path forward is gentle and entirely within your reach. The point is never to live in fear of food. The point is to match your plate to your kidneys, and that begins with knowing your number. So here is what to actually do in plain steps. First, get your eGFR. Ask your doctor at your next visit and write that number down. If it is 90 or above and stable, breathe easy, enjoy your varied diet, and just keep an eye on hidden salt for your blood pressure. If it has slipped below 60, that is your signal to be more thoughtful and to ask for a referral to a kidney dietitian who can build a plan around your exact numbers. This is the one piece of advice I would give above all others. Your diet should be guided by your labs, not by a magazine, and not even by this video. Second, learn to swap, not to suffer. You almost never have to give a food up entirely. You simply trade down. Instead of a banana, reach for an apple, berries, or grapes, which carry far less potassium. Instead of orange juice, try a smaller glass of water with a slice of lemon. Instead of canned soup, make a simple soup at home where you control the salt, or choose the low-sodium version and rinse what you can. Instead of processed cheese and deli meat, choose fresh cooked meat in sensible portions. Instead of a big fitness protein shake, get your protein from real food in the amount your doctor suggests. These are small trades, not sacrifices. Third, become a gentle label reader. You do not need to study every line. Just 2 habits. Glance at the sodium and aim for foods lower in it. And scan the ingredients for those letters. PHOS, the sign of added phosphorus. 2 quick glances, and you will avoid most of the hidden traps. Let me give you a few common mistakes I see, so you can sidestep them. The first mistake is cutting out a whole healthy food in a panic, like swearing off all fruit or all protein. That can do real harm. The answer is balance and portion, guided by your labs, not total avoidance. The second mistake is trusting the word healthy on the front of a package. That word is marketing, not medicine. The truth is on the back, in the nutrition facts. The third mistake, and the most important one of all, is never checking your kidney number in the first place, and simply hoping for the best. Hope is not a plan. A simple blood test is. Now for the safety part, because it matters, and I promised you honesty. Everything I have shared today is general education, and your situation is yours alone. So please, before you make any real change to your diet, talk with your own doctor, especially if you take medications for blood pressure, for the heart, or for diabetes, because some of those medicines also affect potassium. And I want to say this as plainly as I can. Do not ever stop or change any prescribed medication on your own, based on a video. Bring these ideas to your doctor, and let the two of you decide together, using your real numbers. Here is a small habit that makes all of this easy to remember. Tie it to something you already do. The next time you sit down to write your grocery list, let that be your cue to ask one quiet question about each item. Is this gentle on my kidneys, or is it a busy night food? You do not need to be perfect, you just need to be aware. Awareness, repeated week after week, is what protects you. And here is one bonus that stacks beautifully on top of everything else, and it is wonderfully simple. Drink enough plain water through the day, unless your doctor has told you to limit fluids, as some kidney patients are. Water helps your kidneys do their work and flush waste through. For most people, steady, gentle hydration is one of the kindest things you can do for these two quiet organs. Pair sensible eating with sensible water, and you have given your kidneys real, daily support. So let me bring it all together. Your kidneys filter your blood in silence, and they slowly lose a little capacity each year after 40, often without any symptom at all. After 60, the meaning of healthy food can change, and the deciding factor is one number, your eGFR. When that filtering score is reduced, foods rich in potassium, in added phosphorus, in heavy protein, and in hidden sodium can quietly ask more of your kidneys than they can give, and starfruit should be avoided entirely. The answer is not fear, it is knowledge. Learn your number, swap, do not suffer. Read 2 lines on the label, and let your own doctor, guided by your real labs, be your final guide. You have just learned something that many people go their whole lives without understanding, and simply by listening this carefully, you have already taken the most important step. If this was helpful, please subscribe and stay with us, because this channel exists to help you read the quiet signs of your own body and stay strong and independent for many years to come. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. One last and important note. This video is for general educational purposes only, and it is not medical advice. Everyone's kidneys and health are different, so always speak with your own qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet, your fluids, or your medications. Your doctor knows your body and your numbers, so please bring these ideas to them and let them help you use them safely.